A plastic planet, the shocking truth. We use a lot of plastic. It's everywhere, from the packaging of our food to the bottles we drink from. Plastic has become an integral part of our daily lives. It's hard to imagine a world without it. But here's a shocking fact. Only 9% of all plastic ever produced gets recycled. Think about that. Despite our best efforts to recycle, the vast majority of plastic ends up in places it shouldn't be. The vast majority of plastic ends up in landfills, oceans, and our environment. This means that every piece of plastic ever made still exists in some form today, polluting our planet. This plastic pollution is a global crisis. It's not just a problem for one country or one region, it's a problem for the entire world. Our oceans are filled with plastic garbage patches, some as large as entire countries. It harms wildlife, contaminates our food chain, and threatens our planet's health. Marine animals mistake plastic for food, leading to fatal consequences. Birds get trapped in plastic waste, unable to free themselves. It's time to face the truth. Our dependence on plastic is unsustainable. We are producing plastic at an alarming rate, and our planet simply cannot keep up with the waste. We need to rethink our relationship with this pervasive material. Small changes in our daily habits can make a big difference. Using reusable bags, refusing plastic straws, and choosing products with less packaging are steps in the right direction. We need to find ways to reduce our plastic consumption and embrace more sustainable alternatives. Zero-waste stores and compostable packaging are great examples of how we can move towards a more sustainable future. Our planet depends on it. The health of our environment, the well-being of wildlife, and the future of our own species are all at stake. It's time to take action and make a change for the better. Plastic dependence, our daily dose. From the moment we wake up, we're surrounded by plastic. Our toothbrushes, shampoo bottles, coffee pods, food packaging, plastic is ubiquitous. It's convenient, cheap, and readily available. But this convenience comes at a cost. Every piece of plastic we use adds to the growing problem of plastic pollution. These items take hundreds of years to decompose, all the while leaching harmful chemicals into the environment. We need to become more conscious of our plastic consumption and its impact on the planet. My plastic-free challenge, a day of reckoning. This journey began with a simple idea, to see if I could go a full day without using any plastic. It seemed straightforward at first, but little did I know it would be a day filled with eye-opening revelations and unexpected hurdles. I've always been aware of the plastic problem, seeing images of polluted beaches and hearing about the impact on marine life, but awareness is one thing. Living without plastic is another. The challenge was to see how deeply plastic had infiltrated my daily life. But it wasn't until I tried to live without it for 24 hours that I truly grasped its pervasiveness. From the moment I woke up, I was confronted with plastic in almost every aspect of my routine. Toothbrushes, packaging, even the food I ate. Plastic was everywhere. I wanted to experience firsthand the challenges of avoiding plastic in our modern world. I started my day by examining the items I used regularly. It was shocking to see how many of them were wrapped in plastic or made from it. I had to rethink my choices and find alternatives. I wanted to understand the extent of our dependence on this material. It wasn't just about avoiding plastic, it was about understanding why we rely on it so much. What alternatives were available and how feasible were they for everyday use? So I decided to embark on a 24-hour plastic-free challenge. I set a timer and began my day with a mission: to avoid plastic at all costs. This meant planning my meals carefully, choosing products with minimal or no plastic packaging, and being mindful of my actions. I knew it wouldn't be easy, but I was determined to see it through. Every decision required extra thought and effort. Shopping was particularly challenging. I had to refuse plastic bags, avoid prepackaged goods, and opt for fresh produce that I could carry in my reusable bag. I wanted to learn from the experience and share my insights with others. Throughout the day, I documented my struggles and successes, hoping to inspire others to think about their plastic use. By the end of the day, I had a newfound appreciation for the complexities of living plastic-free and a deeper understanding of the changes needed to make a real impact. Preparation and pitfalls, navigating a plastic world. Before embarking on my plastic-free journey, I knew I had to prepare. I swapped plastic cling wrap for reusable beeswax wraps and ditched single-use plastic bags for sturdy cloth alternatives. I even started carrying my own reusable cutlery set. Despite my best efforts, I quickly realized that avoiding plastic completely was like navigating a minefield. It seemed to be lurking around every corner, hidden in plain sight. From the lining of my favorite coffee cup to the packaging of my go-to snacks, plastic's presence was inescapable. Section 5. Morning mayhem. The struggle is real. My plastic-free quest began the moment my alarm clock buzzed. Or rather, it should have. The first challenge of the day was waking up without my usual digital alarm clock. I usually rely on my trusty digital alarm clock, but I had to resort to an old-fashioned wind-up one to avoid plastic components. The ticking sound was oddly nostalgic, yet it felt like a step back in time. Then came the real challenge: breakfast. Navigating the kitchen without plastic was like walking through a minefield. My usual cereal was out of the question, packaged in a plastic bag inside a cardboard box. It was a stark reminder of how ingrained plastic is in our daily lives. Even making oatmeal proved tricky, as most brands come in plastic-lined containers. I scoured the shelves for alternatives, but it seemed like plastic was everywhere. I eventually settled for a simple fruit salad, a reminder of how much plastic packaging we encounter even with basic foods. The fresh fruits were a refreshing change, but the effort to avoid plastic was already proving to be a significant challenge. Washing the fruits, I couldn't help but think about the plastic packaging they often come in. Even the smallest steps towards a plastic-free life required constant vigilance and creativity. As I planned my meals for the day, I realized that this journey would require more than just avoiding plastic. It would demand a complete overhaul of my shopping habits and a deeper awareness of my consumption patterns. I decided to visit the local farmers market, hoping to find fresh produce without the plastic wrap. The vibrant colors and the direct interaction with farmers were a welcome change from the sterile aisles of the supermarket. Armed with my reusable bags, I felt a small sense of accomplishment. Each plastic-free choice, no matter how small, was a step towards a more sustainable lifestyle. Preparing meals with fresh, unpackaged produce was both satisfying and challenging. It required more time and effort, but the reward was a sense of connection to my food and a reduction in plastic waste. As I sat down to enjoy my plastic-free meal, I reflected on the day's struggles and small victories. The journey was just beginning, and I knew it wouldn't be easy, but each step, each choice brought me closer to a more mindful and sustainable way of living. The struggle was real, but so was the potential for change. With determination and creativity, I was ready to face the challenges ahead and embrace a plastic-free lifestyle. Section 6. Afternoon adventures, plastic-free on the go. Lunchtime presented its own set of hurdles. Most takeout options were heavily reliant on plastic packaging. I quickly discovered that even ordering a simple salad could be a minefield of plastic containers, cutlery, and dressings. I learned to get creative. I started packing my own lunches in reusable containers, bringing my own utensils, and opting for unpackaged snacks like fruits and nuts. It required more planning and effort, but it was a small price to pay for reducing my plastic footprint. Section 7, Evening Encounters, Unexpected Plastic Encounters. As the day wore on, I encountered plastic in the most unexpected places. The gum I usually chewed, wrapped in plastic. The tea bags I enjoyed, often sealed with plastic. Even my favorite book had a thin plastic coating on its cover. These unexpected encounters highlighted how pervasive plastic truly is in our lives. See, it's not just about the obvious culprits like bags and bottles. It's about the hidden plastic in countless everyday items. To Section 8, Lessons Learned, a new perspective on plastic. My 24-hour plastic-free experiment, though challenging, was incredibly eye-opening. It forced me to confront my own plastic consumption and acknowledge the sheer volume of plastic we encounter daily. More importantly, it instilled in me a deep appreciation for the simple act of refusing plastic. Every time I opted for a reusable alternative or found a creative solution to avoid plastic, I felt a sense of empowerment. Section 9, Simple Swaps, Tips for Reducing Your Plastic Footprint. Living a completely plastic-free life in our modern world is nearly impossible. However, we can all make small changes to reduce our plastic footprint. Start by carrying reusable bags, water bottles, and coffee cups. Say no to single-use plastics like straws, cutlery, and produce bags. Choose products with minimal packaging or opt for package-free alternatives whenever possible. By making conscious choices, we can collectively make a difference. Section 10. A plastic-free future, one step at a time. The journey towards a plastic-free future starts with awareness. We need to educate ourselves and others about the impact of plastic pollution on our planet. We need to challenge the misconception that convenience trumps sustainability. Every small step we take, every piece of plastic we refuse, brings us closer to a healthier planet. Together we can create a world where plastic is no longer a threat to our environment, but a resource that's used responsibly and sustainably.